Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 48 of the Shanty Sessions. We're almost at a whole year since we first started broadcasting these sessions during lockdown way back in March 2020. And as I say, we're up to 48. The reason we're not up to 52 is because we did two live sessions with the Rogue Shanty Chorus. We're here on behalf of the Rogue Shanty Chorus, and on behalf of the Rogue Shanty Chorus, I would like to wish everybody, before I forget, as men are prone to do, a very happy International Women's Day for yesterday. What a fantastic day. And Mother's Day's coming up, fellas, so don't forget to rush out and buy some daffodils and a card, and to spoil your woman rotten, whether that be your mother. Well, it would be your mother, but it could be the mother of your children, and that's pretty much where the list ends. But happy International Women's Day for yesterday to all of the women out there. Hope you had a lovely time. Now, talking of women, seamless link. Joining us tonight will be none other than Sally Hardman. We've listed her as a singer, but she's a wonderful harmonist as well. A business owner because she runs the wonderful craft shop From Grandma's Stash. You can find that on Facebook, but who knows what she'll do for us tonight. We've also listed her as a crafty lady, and by that we mean she's fabulous with her crafts. And she is also one of the Rogue Shanty Chorus pilot members. She helps to run the Rogue Shanty Chorus and keep us on our course, keep us plotting a steady course, as they say. I'm going to go straight over to some comments because they've come in thick and fast already. First up, we have Carly Franklin. She says, "Evening, Paul, Stephen, and everyone. Hope all is well." We hope you're well too, Carly. And the Draper's getting quick. Evening all, they say. Linda Boyce says, "Hi, everyone." Hi, Linda. Tom McQuillan's one of our newer Rogue Shanty Chorus members. He's joined us via these Shanty Sessions, and hopefully he'll join us in person too when we get the nod to be able to continue those. Anyway, Tom says, "Good evening, everyone. Hope you are all safe and well, and looking forward to spring and summer." Oh boy, Tom, are we looking forward to spring and summer indeed. Hazel Rumble, she says, "Hi all, made it to the party tonight." Well, it will be a party, Hazel, now that you're here, so thank you very much indeed. Michelle Gallagher, another one of our real regular rogues. She says, "Good evening, everyone." Good evening to Michelle. A name I don't recognize is Laura Wiseman, but she's very welcome, as is anybody that's joining us for the first time tonight. She says, "Hi." Keep it short and sweet. Kev and Tracy Barnard says, "Evening, folks. Kev is aboard." Well, good evening, Kev. And Harold Minster is a name I do recognize. He says, "Howdy," because he's a cowboy kind of guy. He says, "Now this looks exciting." And, well, you'll have to reserve judgment until you've watched a bit of it. I'm going to crack straight on with a song. Unfortunately, we can't share lyrics tonight. I'm so sorry, but technical restrictions mean it's not possible. But I can tell you that this is in our folders of our regular repertoire as number 909. We call it the Worst Old Ship or Waiting for the Day, but it's also known as the Worst Old Brig, the Collier Brig, or just Waiting for the Day. There's surprisingly little information found online about this song. It's generally thought that Bob Roberts found it through his bargeman repertoire and possibly even brought it to Suffolk himself. There are recordings from at least the early 1960s, mainly of Bob. And it goes like this. The worst old ship that ever did sailed out of Harwich on a windy day, and we're waiting for the day, waiting for the day, waiting for the day that we get our pay. She was built in Roman time, held together with bits of twine, and we're waiting for the day, waiting for the day, waiting for the day that we get our pay. There's nothing in the galley, nothing in the hold, but the skipper's turned in with a bag of gold, and we're waiting for the day, waiting for the day, waiting for the day that we get our pay. Off Orford Ness, she sprang a leak, hear her poor old timbers creak, and we're waiting for the day, waiting for the day, we're waiting for the day that we get our pay. We pumped our way around Lowestoft Ness when the wind backed round to the west southwest. We're waiting for the day, waiting for the day, waiting for the day that we get our pay. Into the Humber and up the town, pump you blighters, pump or drown. And we're waiting for the day, waiting for the day, waiting for the day that we get our pay. We're waiting for the day, waiting for the day, waiting for the day that we get our pay. So as I said, that's number 9 in the Rogue Shanty Chorus repertoire. If you have a folder, lucky you, because hopefully you were singing along with us tonight. And that's a great way to join in, is to sing along at home. We'd love to know that you're singing along with us, because otherwise I'm just singing into this tiny little lens here, and that gets a little bit lonely. But luckily for me, as I said earlier, I have Sally Hardman joining me tonight to just to keep me a little bit company. A few more comments have come in, and it's a timely reminder that not only can you join us via where is it? It's here via Facebook, but you can also join us via our YouTube channel, The Voice Cloud. And doing just that is the Woods household. David and Janet say, hello, everyone. Hello to David and Janet Woods. Good afternoon, says Jonathan Brindle. And he says afternoon because he is all the way over the Atlantic in America. Also over the Atlantic, but in Canada, British Columbia, is Marion Bouchette. She says, a friendly wave from across the waters. Well, a friendly wave right back to you. Jonathan also says, there is a service you can contact for technical help. I saw it on the Rogue Shanty Chorus page. Well, bless you very much. I hope you also saw that we shared your improv comedy night, and I hope it went very well. I'm sure it did, because Jonathan is very, very funny indeed. And I've never met him, but I have met him via Zoom, because what we do after these sessions lately, and by lately I mean all this year, is we pop over to Zoom for a little bit of a chat, and it's good fun. So if you've never done that before, why don't you do that? You can join us at 8:30. That's when we start the Zoom, give or take a few minutes, because I'm on my own tonight. And you can see it scrolling across the bottom here, how to join us. All you have to do is to click over to the Voice Cloud page, which is www.thevoicecloud.co.uk/Zoom. And all the details will be there to join us. We'd love to see you there. And that's a great way that you can join in. But of course, you can join in just by popping a comment in the comments box, anything that comes to mind. And you can also click share. Why don't you click share almost immediately? It's basically on Facebook. You can show the good people that you're friends with, perhaps your family, your colleagues, your acquaintances, and you can click share to show them what you're watching right now. Or if you're watching this after the event, you can still do exactly the same thing. And by share, I don't mean this lovely lady, share. I mean click share. And that's the way to show people what we're up to. The other thing you can do, popping in the comments box, is you can join in with our word of the week, our Suffolk word and phrase that we call, "How you heard it, boy? How you heard it?" Suffolk Words and Phrases was a book published in 1823. It was by Edward Moore, and he compiled words and phrases that were peculiar to Suffolk at the time. Some of them still are, but basically he wanted to make sure those words weren't lost to obscurity, and he collated them all in this book. And we have a good old time reading through and picking some words to come up with so that you can guess what they might mean. And we would love you to have a good guess, but do have a guess. Don't just jump onto Google and type in what we've said and then claim it as your own. We want you to really think about what it might mean. And the word today is mudcroom. Mudcroom. Mudcroom is the word. What do you think mudcroom might mean? Especially what it might have meant in 1823, but perhaps what it might mean today. We're looking for interesting, curious, humorous answers, whatever you want to pop in the comments. We would really love to know what your take is on this interesting word, mudcroom. What a funny old word that might be. And we also have a few more people joining us right now. And Marion Bouchette says, waiting for the day, waiting for the day, waiting for the day that COVID goes away. Now, Marion is very funny with lyrics, and she's written a few verses to a couple of songs, and hopefully I'll be profiling one coming up soon, because I forgot to the other day. Sorry, Marion, but that I can assure you they're very funny. Sue Day says, ahoy all, ahoy to Sue. Karen Reed, whoever that is, says, good evening all, sitting here waiting for my creme brulee to be ready. Waiting for the creme brulee today. So hopefully Harry's got that on underway. I doubt it. Carly Franklin says, hi, Claire Louise Langley, and so do we. Hi, Claire Louise Langley. Hi also to Sarah Jordan. She says, evening, everyone. And Karen Reed says, dirty singer. Oh, a mud crew. Yeah, I think that's what she must mean. A dirty singer. Could be. I'll have to leave you guessing, but somebody's going to have to remind me that at the end, I need to let you all know. Anyway, I'd like to sing you another song, but there's so much to get through tonight. Lots of things to talk at you about, and I'll try not to make it too boring. And also, I'll try to sing you a few shanties along the way, because I'm contractually obliged to do so. Now, another song from our repertoire is number 36. This is called 10. Now, 10 is a ballad in memory of the fishermen of Hull and Grimsby, who lost their lives in the gale of 8th and 9th of February, 1889. The Great Storm of 1889 caused much loss of life along the East Coast. As the song itself says, from Yarmouth down to Scarborough. Now, the reason the lyrics say down to Scarborough, even though it's further north, is sailormen in this part of the world had a tendency to refer to going towards the equator as going uphill. So if you think about the shape of the world, they would talk about going up to when they were going south. Beyond the equator, they would be going down again, but from the equator up, they'd be going down. I hope that makes sense. It kind of does to me. Now, the lyrics were written by William Delph. He was born at Wangford in Suffolk in 1851. He was actually lost at sea around 1893 in his 40s. He undoubtedly wrote that broadside original in 1889, shortly after the event. The unknown quality is how it got to Filey, further up the coast in Yorkshire, to be collected by the Huddlestones in about 1960. And yes, it's to commemorate that awful storm that led to so many lives lost. 10, in fact, as is the title. It's number 36 in our repertoire. Please join in with me. It goes like this. And it's 10 boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell. Methinks I see some little crafts spreading their sails a-lee, as down the Humber they did glide, bound in the northern sea. Methinks I see on each small craft a crew with hearts so brave, going to earn their daily bread upon the restless wave. Methinks I see them as they left the land all far behind, casting the lead into the deep, their fishing grounds to find. Methinks I see them on the deck, working with a will, to shoot their net into the deep, either for good or ill. And it's 10 boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well, they long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell. Methinks I see them shoot their trawl upon the Thursday night, and saw the watch upon the deck, and everything was right. Methinks I see them yet again when daylight did appear, all hands working with a will, getting off their gear. And it's 10 boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell. Methinks I heard the skipper say, my lads will shorten sail. As to the sky all appearance looks like an approaching gale. Methinks I see them yet again, and all on board was right. With sails close reefed, the deck cleared up, and side lights burning bright. Methinks I see them yet again, the midnight hours past. Their little craft was battling there with the fiery blast. Methink I heard the skipper say, cheer up, my lads, be brave. We'll trust in him who rules the deep, in him who alone can save. And it's 70 boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell. Methinks I read the thoughts of them who now are called away. They were thinking of their loved ones dear, many miles away. Thinking of wife and children dear, and aged parents too, who no more will see them here again in this world below. Great God, thou sees each sorrowing heart, the widow in distress. Thou knows the little children dear, who now are fatherless. Comfort and cheer them here below, and lead them by thy hand. And at last may they meet with their loved ones dear in the promised land. And it's 70 boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell. Well, that was 70, number 39 in our repertoire. We've had another guest, this one from Kev Barnard. He says, mudcroom, is it another term for lugworms? Very nice. Good idea. Can't tell you yet, though. Can't tell you yet. Janice Marjoram checks in. Evening, everyone. Good evening to Janice Marjoram as well. Now, at this point, I really should say a big hello and a thank you to our financial supporters, our sponsors, also known as the People's Health Trust. You can see right down here, these are the logos. They sponsor us through a program called the Active Communities Program, and they make it possible for us to continue broadcasting as well as to continue operating when we're out of lockdown and able to do so. But as I say, at the moment, crucially, they've supported us to continue with these online sessions weekly, every Tuesday, as you are aware, at 7:30 till 8:30, and then the Zoom afterwards for those that can join us. And we've been lucky enough through them to work with people of all ages, from 2 years old to 90 years young, and everything in between, from all kinds of walks of life, from people with different appreciation of music, those that are just starting out and starting to discover their love of folk song and particularly shanties, but also accomplished musicians and really fine singers. So we're very grateful to them for their support and also for their guidance and their advice that they've been giving us along the way. Now, this is another point where you come in, because as kind as they are to us, they really do have to check that we're not just spending the money down the pub. So what we need from you guys, if you wouldn't mind too much, is to feed back to us in a way that's personal to you, how exactly you've been engaging with these sessions. And for those of you that were able to come along to the sessions at the Seagull Theatre when we held them, please do include those. But if you could, we would really appreciate to hear anything you have to say regarding the project as a whole. And you could do so by typing in this link to your browser. It's www.surveymonkey.co.uk /R for rogues /9KBZ23L for 9KBZ3L. So that address is again right here on the screen, surveymonkey.co.uk/R/9KBZ23L. Anything you have to say about the project would be very gratefully received. We hope it's positive, but it may not be. And if you've got suggestions, we would love to hear them. We really do value any suggestions at any point during this project. We would love to have your input. And if you didn't want to put it to us, you could put it to one of our rogue pilots, our steering group. They would be delighted to receive your comments as well. But primarily for this particular review point to the People's Health Trust, just to make sure that they're getting good value for money, and hopefully you are too, please do click on that survey and let us know what you think. Any suggestions you have would be gratefully received. If you didn't want to type that in because it's a bit boring for you, you could scan this QR code right now. I'm going to leave it on the screen for a few seconds, at least 20. And all you have to do is open your phone. You can scan it in with your camera. If you have a specific app for QR code reading, select that and it will take you straight to that link where you can do. You can put any suggestions or feedback in. It would really, really help us. So we'd be very grateful if you do that. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to pop back over to the Suffolk word and phrase of the week. Hey, you heard it, boy. It's mudcroom. What do you think mudcroom might have meant in 1823, or perhaps even still means today? The word is mudcroom. Pop your suggestions in. I really would love to receive them. Anyway, a few more comments. I'm going to go straight over to them. And not just because people are being very kind, such as Michelle Gallagher, who gives me 3 claps. Thank you very much, Michelle. Tom McQuillan says, nice one, Paul. Thank you, Tom. Harold Minster says, I've not heard that song for years. Brings back great memories. My granddad used to sing to me before bed. Really lovely. Well, thank you, Harold. That's really kind. Charlie Moore says, such a sad song, sung beautifully. Well, that's too kind, but it really is quite a sad song. And we have a few of them in our repertoire. That we can't always sing the happy songs. Those sad songs are just as wonderful. And Marion Bouchette says, such a great song. The chorus keeps burrowing into my brain. It kind of sticks in your ear, doesn't it? Because of those extra 2 beats, that 2-beat bar that really does not belong there, but it works so well. So we keep it. Sarah Jordan says, so very moving. Tracy Barnard says, or Kev says, top singing, Paul. Thank you, Kev. You would know because you're a fine singer yourself. Janice Marjoram says, for sure there's cabin fever about. Yeah, we are all feeling a little bit hemmed in, but it's coming to an end at some point this year, isn't it? Jonathan says, is it possible to drop the link for the Survey Monkey into the chat here? Well, that would be a very fine idea, and someone's beaten me to it. It's only Marion Bouchette who's put it right there in the chat. So if you want to find that, you'll be able to click on it properly in that way, or copy and paste it. Marion Bouchette has done a very decent thing and saved us the trouble. So thank you for that, Marion. I really do appreciate that. Now, what else do we have to tell you? There's lots more to tell you, but I don't want to bore you senseless. Well, not yet anyway. So I'm going to sing you another song. This one is number 19 in the Rogue Shanty Chorus repertoire. If you have a folder, flick to page 19 and sing along, sing your hearts out, especially if there's no one around to hear you. But if there is someone around to hear you, get them to join in as well. Share the folder with you, as long as you're socially distant or in a bubble with them. Anyway, number 19 is called Spanish Ladies. And what do I have to tell you about this? Well, we found it in the Oxford Book of Songs, page 124, if you're interested. It's a story of British naval men sailing from, Royal Naval men, I should add, sailing from Spain and along the English Channel. There's apparently a fog as the crew are unable to determine their latitude by sight. Instead, they console themselves with the sandy bottom they have sounded and the width of the entrance between the rocks of Ushant to the south and the Scillies to the north. The succession of headlands on the English shore suggests a ship tacking up channel away from the French coast, identifying a new landmark on each tack. And by tack, we mean when when the wind is blowing from the direction you want to travel in, you can't face into the wind, so you have to tack, kind of do a zigzag just in order to catch the wind instead of sailing right into it, which isn't really possible. It was originally sung aboard homeward bound ships from the Mediterranean, and then it was adopted by merchant seamen from the Royal Navy and used as a capstan shanty. According to Stan Hugel, it was a capstan shanty, which is a song that was sung to keep the rhythm as men would push these big heavy pulls. Quite often there'd be two men abreast on these pulls or poles, spokes that they would heave their chest into and turn this capstan around. That tended to be you'd wind the chain of an anchor on, perhaps. So it's heavy work, and it needed lots of people to get this round, and they would push and sing a song to keep the rhythm. So that's that. A ballad by the name of Spanish Ladies was registered in England December 14th, 1624 with the Stationers' Company. It's possible that tune is related to this one or one of the variations. However, according to the Oxford Book of Sea Songs, the earliest known reference to Spanish ladies is in the logbook of the Nelly craft, which was from 1796. So here we go with Spanish Ladies. Now, for anybody that's seen Jaws, you'll know that Robert Shaw sings it as a much more major key piece. I can't think of how that goes, so I'm going to stick with a minor key. Farewell and adieu to you Spanish ladies, farewell and adieu to you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail for old England, and we hope in a short time to see you again. We'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar all on the salt sea until we strike soundings in the channel of old England. From Ashant to Scilly is 35 leagues. We hove our ship to with the wind from southwest, boys. We hove our ship to for to strike soundings clear. 'Twas 45 fathoms with a white sandy bottom, so we squared up our mainyard and up channel did make. We'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar all on the salt sea until we strike soundings in the channel of old England. From Ashant to Scilly is 35 leagues. The first land we sighted was called the Dodman, next Ramehead off Plymouth, then Portland and the White. We sailed by Beachy, by Fairlight and Dungeness, and then we bore up for the Southforeland Light. We'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar all on the salt sea until we strike soundings in the channel of old England. From Ashant to Scilly is 35 leagues. The signal was made for the Grand Fleet to anchor, all in the Downs, and night for to lie. Let go your shank painter, let go your cat stopper, haul up your clew garnets, let tacks and sheets fly. We'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar all on the salt sea until we strike soundings in the channel of old England. From Ashant to Scilly is 35 leagues. Now let every man drink off his full bumper, and let every man drink off his full glass. We'll drink and be jolly and drown melancholy, and here's to the health of each true-hearted lass. We'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar all on the salt sea until we strike soundings in the channel of old England. From Ashant to Scilly is 35 leagues. So that is Spanish Ladies. Just as a little warning to her, we're going to go to Sally Hardman in 1 minute's time, and you can count me on that. 1 minute until touchdown with Sally Hardman. She's going to be talking to us very shortly, but in the meantime, just a couple more quick comments. And one is from Harold Minster. He's having a guess at our Suffolk word and phrase, mudcroom, a group of spore-producing organisms that feed on organic matter surrounded by or submerged in a mire, usually found in and around the Norfolk Broads? ? Well, Harold, it almost seems like you've copied that, but because I know you, I wouldn't be surprised if that was totally your imagination. It's a very, very good guess. I'm not going to tell you how close it is because that would defeat the whole purpose. Charlie says, nice. I like to drum on my desk to that one. Good for you, Charlie. Anyway, one from Jonathan Brindle now, who says, I actually pulled out my guitar and played along with that one. It's one of the ones we do. Well, I'm surprised I managed to stay in one key, Jonathan. So very, very well played if you managed to play your guitar along to it. I wish I could. Anyway, so as promised, joining us tonight is Sally Hardman, and here she is. Hi, Sally.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello from everyone. As I said, Sally knows this, so I don't need to tell her. But Sally is one of our pilots. She's one of the steering group that keeps us on track at the Rogue Shanty Chorus. Sally, if you don't mind, I'm just going to remind everybody what the Rogue Shanty Chorus looks like, and you included.
Remind me.
Yeah, you're in this picture, along with Stephen and myself. And Andy is our percussionist. You can see him on the top right of your screen. His head is there, just near the blue light, and the rest of the gang. This isn't, in fact, not the full complement of our Rogues. We do number more than this, but on this particular sellout concert at the Seagull Theatre in Lowestoft, we had quite a few of us on stage singing our shanty hearts out, and Sally was one of those that made it possible for us to actually perform that night, and she did a wonderful solo too. Sally, how are you?
I'm very well. I was thinking earlier that it's almost 1 year since
Dorset Button.
So I've made you one, look. Can you see?
Oh, that's lovely. Very nice indeed. Thank you. And I'll just remind everybody that Sally was kind enough to invite me into her stash. Stop it. Her Facebook page is called From Grandma's Stash, and she carries out all kinds of crafty projects, and also has lots of wonderful merchandise for sale on her Facebook page, but primarily in her shop. Which would you like to give the address?
Well, yeah, I mean, it just doesn't exist at the moment, though, does it?
No.
But it's over at Henstead Arts and Crafts, and hopefully loads of us are going to be reopening on April the 12th or thereabouts. That's the plan, anyway. So hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully you'll be flooded with customers in a socially distant way. That's the owls.
Well, that's blue and yellow, Paul. So it's actually a blue tit, not an owl. But this is the supposed owl.
Yeah.
That John said looked like a sparrow.
No, that's definitely an owl.
So rude. Anyway, there we go. I'll put those to one side. But yeah, because it was almost exactly a year ago, because it was Mother's Day that you came to the unit and we did that Dorset Button thing. Because it was just before we were all totally locked down. But we still had to do the socially distanced business.
We did, but we hopped in just in time to make it possible, didn't we? We kind of said it's now or never by the look of it, and it was now or never. But I had a lovely time. If anybody's interested, you'll find it on our Rogue Shanty Chorus Facebook page. If you scroll back a whole year, and there's quite a few videos to scroll back through now.
Last year.
Yeah, it was a lovely time, and Sally showed me, not completely in vain, how to make. They were Dorset buttons, weren't they?
Dorset buttons, yeah. Dorset buttons.
And anybody can do it, especially if you follow this video which we made. Sally explains it simply enough for an idiot like me to understand. So I'm sure anybody.
I don't know if anyone watches the Kirsty Allsop thing at Christmas when she does her big crafting competition thing, but there was one of the ladies there was making Dorset buttons.
Wonderful. She must have seen our broadcast.
I think so.
Yeah. Now, Sally, I don't want to put you on the spot too much, but you're also really a rather good singer. And I was wondering, did you have any plans to sing for us tonight?
I can do, if you insist. And you
well,
want
it's
to
not just me, it's everybody. It's everybody. And I should say that they've already come in thick and fast. Carly Franklin says, hey, Sally, hope you're well.
Yes, very well, thank you, Carly. Hello,
Rosemary says, "Hi, Sally. Lovely to see you. It is lovely to see Sally. We love to have some of our regulars on here because it just further makes it feel like home and a reminder of what we're hoping to get back to. Some of the faces that we'll see when we recommence our Shanty Sessions at the Seagull Theatre." Another face that we often have on here is Kev Barnard, who says, "Good evening, Sal. Best wishes to you and to the boy John."
And to you, Kev. We miss your ghost walks.
Carol Fisher says, "Hi, Sally."
Hi, Carol.
And Michelle Gallagher says, "It's also been just over a year since we did the step dancing tutorial at the Seagull." Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yes.
We had a great night. Well, I did. I gave it a bit of a try. Yeah, I'm a terrible dancer, but I did have fun trying. So thank you, Michelle, for that.
Yeah, it was good fun.
So as you can see, there's lots of appetite. They're hoping that you'll sing them something, if you wouldn't mind.
Okie dokie. Well, as you said last time that I did sing Farewell to Tarwathie, and I actually didn't sing Farewell to Tarwathie. Shall I do Farewell to Tarwathie?
Yeah, so that if nothing else, then from now on I can say the last time she was on. Yeah, no, do. I'm gonna pull myself out of the picture for this.
Okay. Right, hello everybody. Let's have a go at the old Farewell to Tarwathie then. But I don't know about you, I haven't sung for such a long time. I feel a bit croaky, but anyway, we'll give it a go. Farewell to Tarwathie, adieu Mormon Hill, and the dear land of Crimond, I bid you farewell. I'm bound off for Greenland and ready to sail, in hopes to find riches in hunting the whale. Farewell to my comrades, for a while we must part, and likewise the dear lass who first won my heart. The cold coast of Greenland my love will not chill, and the longer my absence, more loving she'll feel. Our ship is well rigged and she's ready to sail. The crew, they are anxious to follow the whale, where the icebergs do float and the stormy winds blow, and the land and the ocean is covered with snow. The cold coast of Greenland is barren and bare, no seed time nor harvest is ever known there, and the birds here sing sweetly in mountain and dale, but there's no bird in Greenland sing to the whale. There is no habitation for a man to live there, and the king of that country is a fierce Greenland bear. There'll be no temptation to tarry long there. With our ship under full, we will homeward repair. Farewell to Tarwathie, adieu Mormon Hill, and the dear land of Crimond, I bid you farewell. I'm bound off for Greenland and ready to sail, in hopes to find riches in hunting the whale. There we go.
Really lovely. Thank you very much, Sally. That's a song that we sometimes ask Sally to sing as a solo in our shows, and you can hear why, I'm sure. Many people have commented already. Janice Marjoram says, "Dorset buns sounds like a cookie." It does a bit, but you certainly wouldn't want to eat them or you'll lose your teeth.
No, you break your teeth on them.
Kev said, "Yes, please give us farewell," and she did just that. Hello, Grandma, says Janet Woods.
Hi, Janet.
Yep. what a beautiful song is what Jonathan Brindle says, and he knows a beautiful song or two. David Holmes says, good voice, and I'll have to agree with that. Really wonderfully sung, so thank you for that. Carly Franklin loves this song. And Linda Boyce says, thank you, Sally, beautiful.
Oh, thanks, Linda.
Lovely song, well sung, says Maxine Howarth. And the hair standing on the back of my neck, as always, says Kevin. It's not just because he's been messing around with the electrics, I promise. Sally's fabulous singing again is great to hear, Sue says. And nice. Sue is absolutely right. And it'll be great to get everybody back together as soon as we can safely. Beautifully sung, beautiful song, says Claire Garrett. I've missed hearing Sally sing Charwathi, says Bill Gallagher. Carol Fisher gives you 4 rounds of applause, which is the most we've had tonight. And I'm not bitter about that. Beautiful. Goosebumps, says Rosemary. And Sarah Jordan says, wow, fabulous. Aww. And Wendy Garner Brindle, who I'm guessing is a relation to Jonathan, says, this is wonderful, thank you. And she hasn't commented before, so you're bringing new comments to us. Charlie Moore says, great, Sally. And I think she's missed off the comma there. I think she meant great, Sally, rather than great, Sally.
Yay!
And Janice Marjoram says, St. Patrick's Day, Friday the 12th. Any songs? Not today, but next week. We're running a week behind because we wanted to celebrate International Women's Day by not doing very much, to be honest. But we will commemorate St. Patrick's Day next week, I promise. Sally, thank you so much for that. I'd love to hear another one, but I'm rushing through. I've got so much details to get to people that and we're already 40 minutes in. But thank you so much for doing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I should mention to everybody that Sally was dropped in at the last minute as well, and she just said, yeah, go on then. And she comes in and she delivers a song like that. So thank you so much. Give our love to John as well. We can't wait to hear his rich bass tones as soon as we can all get together. Take care.
Thanks a lot. Bye. Bye, everybody.
So, as I said, Sally Hardman, one of our soloists and a beautiful harmonist. She really has a great ear for harmony too. So we're very lucky to have had her tonight on episode number 48 of the Shanty Sessions. And if you are enjoying this, perhaps you'd like to come along afterwards to our Zoom session and say hello. Just you can just sit there and watch what goes on. Some of us bring a cup of tea with us. But when this session ends at roughly 8:30, we'll be heading over to Zoom to enjoy each other's company. And the Zoom details you can find on thevoicecloud.co.uk/Zoom. The details are appearing all along the screen right here. Join us, Zoom, at 8:30 at www.thevoicecloud.co.uk/Zoom. We'd be delighted to have your company there, so please do join in. And if you can't join us tonight, it really is no problem, because we're going to have another social event. We call it a cuppa and a chat, Zoom social, and that will be on Thursday the 25th of March. This will be between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. roughly. And what we'll do is we'll do the same thing. We'll grab a cup of tea. Last time we had a couple of quizzes just for fun, and we had some mystery objects that people had to identify. And we kind of just do whatever. We talk about what we've been up to since the last cuppa and a chat. We talk about the weather sometimes. We talk about vaccinations. The inevitable COVID makes its presence felt. But we make it a lot of fun, and the people that join us are always up for a good time. So if you would like to come along, you'll find the details coming up shortly. I don't have them tonight, but it will be on Thursday, the 25th of March. It will be publicised on our Facebook page, the Rogue Shanty Chorus, or you can find it on our website page, www.thevoicecloud.co.uk. Anyway, a few more comments before I go on. Harold Mintz has been way too kind, and he's given me 6 rounds of applause just for me. And thank you very much, Harold. Marion Boucher says, are we having a party for the 50th anniversary of this broadcast? coming up. Well, it will be, won't it? So I guess that Cuppa and Chat would be our 50th anniversary. So it's the 9th today, 16th, 23rd. Yeah, so our 23rd, the 23rd of March will be our 50th broadcast. And then, of course, as I said, the 25th is when we're having our next Cuppa and Chat. So, well, maybe if everybody could bring a bit of birthday cake with them, not to share, but just to have to yourself with your cuppa, we'll celebrate it then. Good idea, Marion. Thank you very much. Anyway, I'd like to sing you a song that's off repertoire. We don't have this on our repertoire, and it's I'm sure it's a tune you'll recognize. It's called "The Banks of the Sacramento," and this one's dedicated to our American friends that often join us. Now, I've found the lyrics to this on the website called the Minnesota Heritage Songbook, mnheritagesongbook.net, which is a fabulous resource. And it's compiled and edited by Robert B. Waltz in celebration of the Minnesota sesquicentennial. I knew I'd mess that word up. The Minnesota sesquicentennial. And as I said, it's called The Banks of Sacramento. You'll recognize it immediately, but I'll give you a little bit of information first. Now, Robert says, this is an interesting demonstration of what happens when different cultures meet. The song is a sea shanty, but it's about the gold rush. The story begins most likely with Stephen Foster's hit, Camptown Races, published in 1850. According to Dorflinger, in page 67 of his book, this came to be mixed with a Hutchinson family verse. The verse was, then ho, brothers, ho, to California go. There's plenty of gold in the world, we're told, on the banks of the Sacramento. Sailors that were taking 49ers from the East Coast to San Francisco presumably heard this and adopted it as a shanty. It does not seem to have originally been sung to Foster's tune. Gail Huntington in the 1849 Journal of the Whaler Lagrange, found the lyric, then ho, boys, ho, to California go, for the mountains bold are covered with gold on the banks of the Sacramento. Hi ho, away we go, digging up gold in Frisco. This might explain why the song now seems to be sung to several different tunes that aren't just Foster's. And what else do we have on that? This is a version combined from the texts of Walton, Dorflinger, Colcord, and some of the myriad verses, according to Hugill. He even had a German variant and a large collection of dirty lyrics. He also notes that sailors sometimes sang the lyrics to Camptown Races as part of the shanty. I should say, as for dirty lyrics, anybody that's of a stout disposition, maybe have a look on YouTube. There's a version of The Banks of the Sacramento by someone called Salty Dick, and I would love to sing that version for you tonight, but I think I'd be taken off air immediately if I did. So I'm not going to sing that version, but I am going to sing you this one. A bully ship and a bully crew, doo-da, doo-da. A bully maid and a captain too, doo-da, doo-da day. Then blow you winds high-o for California. There's plenty of gold, so I've been told, on the banks of Sacramento. Oh, heave, my lads, oh, heave and sing, doo-da, doo-da. Heave and make the capstan ring, doo-da, doo-da day. Then blow ye winds high-o for California. There's plenty of gold, so I've been told, on the banks of Sacramento. Our money gone, we ship to go, doo-da, doo-da. Around Cape Horn through ice and snow, doo-da, doo-da day. Then blow ye winds high-o for California. There's plenty of gold, so I've been told, on the banks of Sacramento. Around the Horn with the mainsail set, doo-da, doo-da. Around Cape Horn we're wringing wet, doo-da, doo-da day. Then blow ye winds high-o for California. There's plenty of gold, so I've been told, on the banks of Sacramento. Around Cape Horn in the month of May, doo-da, doo-da. With storm winds blowing every day, doo-da, doo-da day. Blow ye winds high-o for California. There's plenty of gold, so I've been told, on the banks of Sacramento. It was in the year of 49, doo-da, doo-da. You got yours and I got mine, doo-da, doo-da day. then blow ye winds high-ho for California. There's plenty of gold, so I've been told, on the banks of Sacramento. Blow ye winds high-ho for California. There's plenty of gold, so I've been told, on the banks of Sacramento. The Banks of Sacramento, a great song, and as I said, particularly tonight for our friends across the sea in the United States, in North America particularly, and hope you enjoyed that. It's a good song, and I highly recommend checking out that ruder version if you're of a mind to do that. Now, what do we have here? Some comments. We've had that one. We have this one from Janice Marjoram. Or St. David's Day, Monday the 1st of March, because I couldn't find a leek or a daffodil. We did actually celebrate St. David's Day, and around that date, what's today? That would have been on the 2nd. Yeah, on the 2nd, I'm sure we did. Stephen sang a song called Dick Pendrin, a lovely song by Martin Joseph. And Sue Day's getting excited about a party. Party, hurrah! Well, it would be fun, wouldn't it? Rosemary Bowkett's looking like she's up for the crack as well, with some birthday cake there. Harold Minster says, what a song. Roger actually used to sing that on occasion during sound checks during our stadium run. Roger always sung the dirty version, though. Okay. When Harold name checked Roger is really quite an accomplished singer and songwriter. So really, I'm in very good company, I would say. Sarah Jordan says, shame it's before the watershed, Paul. Yeah, it's me that would be shed if I sang that version, but it's a good one to check out. 4 rounds of applause from Marion. Thank you very much. Tracy Barnard says, you struck gold, Paul. Thank you very much. Jonathan very kindly says, that was awesome. And thank you. Oh, shucks, you guys, you're way too kind. Anyway, I've got more things to talk at you about, and I really hope you don't mind. But tomorrow, do you know what we're getting up to tomorrow? Do you know? Well, it's called the Connections Project, and I'm going to flash up a little picture. It's free to join in. Free. How many things are free these days? It's a unique how-to interactive Zoom presentation tomorrow called Connections, and let me tell you what it's about. Well, tomorrow it's about learning a little bit of Makaton. Tomorrow we have the wonderful tutor. His name is Matt Rowland, and he'll be teaching us a little bit of Makaton Sign Language tomorrow night, Wednesday the 10th of March, 7:30 p.m. That's GMT, unfortunately for our American friends. But if you want to join in, we really need you to register first. So we'll send you the link once you've registered. What you have to do so is go onto our web page, thevoicecloud.co.uk/connections. I'm going to leave it right here for you to take a screenshot of if you want to do that. Now, in general, this is a short series of online interactive how-to Zoom sessions featuring bespoke presentations covering unique subjects that will give you the chance to learn some enviable skills, maybe something new, maybe brush up on skills you already have. The sessions, as I said, are completely free to attend online and designed to tackle the effects of extended social isolation and loneliness which have occurred as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and social restrictions. Each session promotes social and mental activity and provides the opportunity to connect with others whilst also trying out and learning new skills and meeting old and new friends. As I said, it's free, but you must register first via our webpage, and then we'll send you the link to join in. And I hope you'll all enjoy it, because I know Matt from old, and he is a wonderful, wonderful tutor, and he demonstrates Makaton superbly well. A few more comments. Sally Hardman says, well, she says 3 rounds of applause, so thank you very much. Sue Day says, but what is Makaton, or whatever you said? Well, it's a form of sign language. So it's not BSL, it's not British Sign Language, but it is widely used in things like schools and daycare centres. It's a way to express without voice, it's not quite as I struggle to say it's not quite as complex as BSL, but I'm going to go with that. It's not quite as complex as full sign language. It's a different form of sign language, and it's very useful to use. It's very user friendly, and it's very widely used even in Britain. And Kev backs me up. Makaton, it's a sign language. Yes, it is. And Karen Barnard says it's a simplified version of BSL, which is basically what I could have said and didn't. But that's what it is. It's fun to learn. And even if you get into it and it's not for you, you can hang up your connection and go and do whatever else you had in mind. But I would highly recommend coming along and giving it a try, because Matt is a fabulous tutor. Sarah Jordan says, I think Mr. Tumble, if you have the misfortune to have experienced him. Well, I have experienced Mr. Tumble, and it certainly wasn't misfortune, because he's a fabulous TV presenter for children's TV. And so I hear he's a really nice person as well, which is also always nice to know. They say never meet your heroes, but I'd be happy to meet that guy. He's a proud demonstrator of Makaton is Mr. Tumble. Trying to think of his real name, Mr. Tumble. Anyway, I'm going to sing a song. I think I've just about got time before we knock off for the night. I'm going to sing a song, and then we'll be heading over to Zoom. So I'm going to flash the details up for you to see where you can join on Zoom. Here it is. And in the meantime, I'm going to sing from our repertoire, number 46. I'm so sorry we can't display the lyrics tonight, but if you have this in your folder, number 46, Rogue Shanty Chorus, then please join in. It's the Albany Immigrants, and it goes like this. We sailed from Cork on a windy day with a dark and cloudy sky. Our friends were standing on the quay, the women stood and cried. We were young and out for fun and the richest we could find. So lift your glass and drink a toast to the girls we left behind. Oh, Paddy dear, drink up your beer, we're leaving in the morn. Aboard the ship, the Alice Gray, for Australia round the Horn. Oh, Paddy dear, drink up your beer, we're leaving in the morn. Aboard the ship, the Alice Gray, for West Australia round the Horn. Our brother was a sailor man with the Black Bull line. He jumped ship in Albany and now he's doing fine. The letters that he wrote to us said, come out here and stay. So we're off to Albany in the morn without a care, we're free. Oh, Paddy dear, drink up your beer, we're leaving in the morn. Aboard the ship, the Alice Gray, for Australia round the Horn. Oh, Paddy dear, drink up your beer, we're leaving in the morn. Aboard the ship, the Alice Gray, for West Australia round the Horn. Jack has a farm in Albany with livestock by the score. He says the trees can touch the sky, King Cowrie, so we're told. The sailing ships arrive each day with diggers off for gold, and 100 whales are plainly seen to frolic in the sound. Oh, Paddy dear, drink up your beer, we're leaving in the morn. Aboard the ship, the Alice Gray, for Australia round the Horn. Oh, Paddy dear, drink up your beer, we're leaving in the morn. Aboard the ship, the Alice Gray, for West Australia round the Horn. And now we're underway, my boys, the ship's bell loudly sounds. The quay is now well out of sight, and we are seaward bound. And as we round Passage West, a good ship gives full sail, a parting glass to Erin's Isle from the swaying ship deck rail. Paddy dear, drink up your beer, we're leaving in the morn. Aboard the ship, the Alice Gray, for Australia round the Horn. Oh, Paddy dear, drink up your beer, we're leaving in the morn. Aboard the ship, the Alice Gray, for West Australia round the Horn. They sailed from Cork on a windy day with a dark and cloudy sky. Their friends were standing on the quay, the women stood and cried. They were young and out for fun and the richest they could find. So lift your glass and drink a toast to the girls they left behind. Now, Paddy dear, drink up your beer, we're leaving in the morn. Aboard the ship, the Alice Gray, for Australia round the Horn. Oh, Paddy dear, drink up your beer, we're leaving in the morn. Aboard the ship, the Alice Gray, for West Australia round the Horn. So as I said, that was called the Albany Immigrants. And that was especially for Janice Marjoram as a little nod to what we'll be celebrating next week on episode number 49 of the Shanty Sessions, which is, of course, St. Patrick's Day. We'll be a little bit late, but aren't we always? Talking of being late, I'm overrunning. So I'll be heading over to Zoom very, very shortly. But first, a few comments to get through. One is, Justin Fletcher, the name of Mr. Tumble, Justin Fletcher. And Sarah Jordan says, Justin Fletcher. I'm sure he's delightful, but my kids were obsessed with watching him for years. Yeah, mine too. Luckily, they're older now. But I still watch Mr. Tumble just for fits and giggles. Mariam Bouchette says, nice job solo hosting, Paul. Well, thank you, Mariam. I wasn't completely solo because, of course, the lovely Sally Hardman joined me. And Tom McQuillan says, thank you, Paul and Sally. And so says Linda Boyce. Well done, Paul. That's too kind. Thank you. Harold says, raspy, raspy, raspy. Delightful. Thank you very much. Sarah Jordan says, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Sally. Wonderful to listen. Wonderful evening, says Michelle. Thank you. And a few people have said, don't forget, how you heard it, boy. And also, who else said that? Was it Chuck? No, it was Michelle Gallagher. Don't forget the mystery word. Thank you very much. You're absolutely right. And Jonathan Brindle, very kindly, I'm reminding you about the word of the day. Now, I'm going to go back to it. We didn't have many guesses tonight. I guess we had an awful lot to get through. So thank you for your patience tonight. Mudcroom is the word of the day. Mudcroom. Mudcroom. What do you think it means? Well, I'm going to tell you what it actually means. Mudcroom from Suffolk Words and Phrases. A small, crooked, tined fork used for removing pieces of turf, etc., when draining land. Mudcroom, a small, crooked, tined fork. So that crucial information that you're now armed with, you can go out into the world and spread this Suffolk word or phrase, mudcroom. Use it whenever you can. I certainly will. Don't you worry about that. I'm going to say also thank you once again to our friends. If I can clear all this stuff out of the way. Like this, to our friends right here at People's Health Trust. Thank you very much to them for their support. And if you are grateful for their support as well, then please would you think about filling in this survey on surveymonkey.co.uk/r/9KBZ23L. Give us any feedback, any criticism, any positive, constructive comments, or just what you think. Basically, if you've enjoyed these sessions and you valued them, we really need to know. It's crucial for us to report back to the People's Health Trust on the support they've given us. If you haven't got time to type this into your internet browser, you'll find in the comments that Marion Bouchette very kindly inserted this in the comments, so you can copy and paste. But we would love to receive your feedback. It really does go a long way to not just to People's Health Trust, but to Stephen and I, to make sure that we're responsive in keeping these online sessions catering to the kind of things that you want to hear about, the kind of things you want to see, and all that caboodle. Hazel Rumble says, thanks, great session. Thank you, Hazel. And Rosemary says, thanks, Paul and Sally. And Tracy Barnard says, cheers, Paul, and cheers, People's Health Trust. Harold Minister says, survey done. Well, thank you, Harold. That means a lot. And Carol Fisher says, thank you both. Well, thank you all. That's as much as I could do. I'm going to head straight over to, as I said, Zoom tonight. If you're not able to join us tonight, maybe you'll join us tomorrow for our Makaton sign language workshop. Or maybe you'll join us on Thursday, the 25th of March, for a couple of hours, a chat and a Zoom where we'll be celebrating our 50th Shanty session that we'll have reached by then. But in the meantime, just head over to Zoom, which looks like this. Thanks, everybody, and good night.